Tonight we witness a seismic event in American politics. 20 prominent Republicans, from state legislators to former officials, have left their party to join the Democrats. This mass defection raises urgent questions about the GOP's direction, identity, and future under Donald Trump. Let's explore who these individuals are and why they made this extraordinary move. Senator John Corbin of Ohio, a six-term champion of traditional conservatism, was respected for his bipartisan approach. Disillusionment set in after January 6th as he saw the party abandon constitutional principles for personality cults and populist rhetoric. Corbin declared, "I did not leave the Republican Party. The Republican Party left me. My duty is to the Constitution, not to a single man." He now seeks allies who still believe in the rule of law. Congresswoman Maria Sanchez, a Texas Air Force veteran, was a hawk on national security and a champion for military families. Her break came when the party questioned alliances like NATO, which she saw as a grave threat to American security. "You never leave a partner behind," Sanchez said. "I cannot be part of a movement that treats our allies as liabilities." Her oath to defend the nation now means standing with those who value alliances. Governor Mark Easton of North Carolina, once the evangelical heart of the GOP, faced a crisis of faith as the party embraced leaders whose conduct contradicted Christian values. Scandals and silence from party leadership convinced him the GOP was using faith as a tool, not living by it. "We are told to be a light in the darkness," Easton said, "but I see anger and division." He could no longer reconcile his faith with the party's direction. Easton seeks a political home where grace and truth are strengths, not weaknesses. Dr. Evelyn Reed, former EPA head and scientist, believed conservatism and conservation could coexist. She left after watching the party wage a war on science, dismissing climate change and gutting research funding. "Facts are not partisan," Reed wrote. "A party that rejects reality cannot govern responsibly." She joins Democrats for their willingness to face facts, even if she doesn't agree with all their solutions. Utah's Attorney General David Chen, a constitutional originalist, was alarmed by attacks on the judiciary and the rule of law. The final straw was the pressure campaign against election officials, which he saw as an assault on democracy. "The law is above every citizen," Chen said. "My loyalty is to the Constitution, not a party." He leaves to defend the legal system from political expediency. Iowa's Bill Thompson, a third-generation farmer and state senator, watched trade wars devastate his community. He felt the party abandon free trade and the livelihoods of rural Americans for political posturing. "We were promised these trade wars would be easy to win." "They weren't," Thompson said. He joins Democrats, who are now fighting for family farmers and rebuilding trade relationships. Mayor Karen Bradley of suburban Denver, a moderate Republican, was appalled by the party's culture wars and refusal to consider gun safety measures after a local school shooting scare. "My job as mayor and mother is to keep our children safe," Bradley said. She could no longer support a party that valued gun lobby loyalty over kids' lives. Bradley found Democrats willing to have real conversations about solutions. Paul Maxwell, House Ways and Means chairman, spent decades warning about the national debt. He watched the GOP abandon fiscal discipline for populist, reckless spending. "There is no longer a home for a true fiscal conservative in today's GOP," Maxwell said. He crosses the aisle seeking honest partners on the nation's finances. Chloe Zhang, a young California legislator, hoped to modernize the GOP with a focus on innovation and inclusion. She found the party hostile to diversity and backward-looking, especially on immigration. "The party today limits who belongs and looks to the past with anger," Zhang said. She leaves to help build a future-focused, inclusive coalition. Ambassador Richard Sterling, a career diplomat, was horrified by the GOP's America First doctrine and disregard for alliances. He saw the party dismantling the world order Republicans once built. "A diplomat's currency is trust. The GOP has devalued both," Sterling wrote. He stands with those who still believe in global freedom and American leadership. Frank Miller, Pennsylvania mayor and businessman, was disturbed by GOP efforts to overturn the 2020 election and undermine democracy. "Our democracy is the foundation of our economy," Miller said. "When you chip away at that, the whole structure is at risk." He saw the party as a threat to stability and could not support it. Miller leaves to defend the rules and institutions that make business and democracy possible. Dr. Susan Wright, Florida's state health commissioner, was a nonpartisan technocrat until the COVID-19 pandemic. She was pressured to downplay the virus and promote unproven treatments, violating her oath as a doctor. "The leadership forced me to violate my ethics and turned a health crisis into a political loyalty test," Wright said. She could not serve a movement so dangerously anti-science. Wright leaves, warning the cost of politicizing public health is too high. Professor Alan Jenkins, a revered conservative legal scholar, was alarmed by the GOP's disregard for constitutional norms and the expansion of executive power. The Constitution is more than paper, it's a system of norms and restraints, Jenkins wrote. He saw the party sacrificing these principles for power. Jenkins leaves, believing the GOP is now the greatest threat to the Constitution. Robert Keller, a 25-year CIA officer, was appalled by attacks on intelligence professionals and the politicization of national security. "We risk our lives to provide the truth," Keller wrote. "To see our work dismissed as a hoax is dangerous." He saw the party fostering hostility toward those sworn to protect the country. Keller leaves, believing the GOP threatens the mission he dedicated his life to. Dr. Patricia Evans, Dean of Agriculture at a Nebraska university, advised Republicans on farm policy for years. She saw the party's erratic trade wars destroy decades of work building global markets for American farmers. "Agriculture needs stability and long-term thinking," Evans said. She joins Democrats seeking a party that values predictability in global trade. Sheriff Jim O'Connell of rural Arizona, a lifelong Republican, was appalled by rising extremism and threats against election officials. He saw party leaders encourage disrespect for law and order, making his job impossible. "My oath is to uphold the law for everyone, not just Republicans," O'Connell said. He could not be part of a party creating chaos and division. Law and order, he insists, must apply to all. Alicia Ramirez, a top GOP strategist, watched the party's messaging turn from inclusive to angry and divisive. Her data showed the party alienating key voters, but her advice was ignored. "The GOP has become a shrinking tent," Ramirez said. "You can't win by subtraction." She leaves, unwilling to work for a party determined to fail. Reverend Dr. Thomas Bell, a Detroit pastor, was a lonely Republican voice in his community. He saw the party's rhetoric become tinged with racial animus and dismissive of black voters. "The party of Lincoln should be a home for every American," Bell preached. "It has traded justice for division." He cannot stand with a party that flirts with racism to win votes. Bell and his congregation walk a new path toward justice and unity. Catherine Thorne, a pillar of Washington Republican society, was horrified by the party's abandonment of civility and decency. She saw friends demonized for minor disagreements and the party demand absolute loyalty. "Politics was once governed by decency and love of country," Thorne wrote. "That is gone." She leaves, believing the party has become a cult, not a political movement. Jonathan Price, a Commerce Department budget analyst, became a whistleblower after exposing cronyism. Instead of investigating, party leaders attacked him and tried to ruin his career. "I thought my party believed in accountability," Price said. "But loyalty to a person mattered more than truth." He leaves, seeing no place for those who speak truth to power. These 20 stories reveal a party at a crossroads, fractured by its abandonment of core principles for loyalty to one man. Their departures signal a potential realignment in American politics and a massive loss of talent for the GOP. For Democrats, it's an infusion of new voices and perspectives. The consequences are still unfolding, but the political landscape is more unpredictable than ever. What does this mean for the future? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned as this story continues.